Surface is smooth, AU detail. My name is Daniel and you're watching Coin Help You. Thanks for watching my latest video. I sent several coins to PCGS. It cost me about $459 plus shipping to PCGS. So if you do the math, you're basically looking at around $500 that it cost me to send these coins. I'm going to show you each coin. We're going to talk about why I sent each coin, and we're going to talk about the values of each of these coins. So stay tuned. I want everyone to know this is my help community, Coin Help You community. The link is in the description of this video and it's in a pinned comment. If you need help, come over here to my website. You can come over here to the help community and ask for help. It's how to post a new topic. It's free. You can post a mint error coin that shows you. I got a mint error guide. And look into the description of this video or a pinned comment. So I had a 1951 proof set that I was not sure about the cent being problem free or not. Now they did grade it proof 64 red brown, and I'll tell you they are very hard on proofs. These earlier proofs, if you can get a 65, 66, you're doing pretty good. Because a lot of times I've seen them 63 and 64 and 65. That is another area of grading that is very specialized. But I wanted to send this set off because it wasn't in the original packaging. And it was in 2x2s. So I just took them out of the 2x2s and thought I'll send them off and see what grades I get, how they treat them. Without anything, I didn't do anything to them. I didn't restore them. I didn't mess with them. And I just wanted to see. I had a really nice toned quarter. I wanted to show that here in a minute. But anyway, this got proof 66. And all proof nickels have full steps. So they won't give you that designation. Same thing with the Franklin halves. Full bell lines on every one of them. So it doesn't add any value. It's not special. And here's the Roosevelt dime, proof 66, 1951, of course. And like I said, they're just really hard on these. I know that there are some, these are not handled as well as modern proofs. That's one reason. The plants just weren't handled all around as like modern proofs are. 1951, this is proof 65, but the patina on this is very nice. It's a very eye-appealing coin. Beautiful. I do like the early proofs. And then I received proof 65 as I expected for this Franklin half dollar. And like I said, when it comes to these, you're looking at full bell lines. And if you have an example, a common date example of this, you can compare them to your business strikes. Probably the best way of determining if you have full bell lines on your Franklin half dollar. Not all of them are worth a bunch of money though. Sometimes the grade has a lot to do with the value as well. So you've got to have a high grade on most of them with the full bell lines, usually 65 and up. That's where the value is at. Now, there are a few that, like the 53S, is worth a lot in the lower grades with full bell lines. Then I have a 1903 Mint State 63 5-cent nickel, V nickel. Really nice coin. This was in a typeset. I cherry picked it out. And this is a grade that I got. I was hoping for a little bit higher, but 63 is okay. And we'll talk about the value here in a little bit. We'll go through all of that. Then 1916 Walking Liberty half dollar, AU 55. These are valuable in the AU grades. And I wanted to see if it was AU or extra fine 45. So it made it right in the middle of AU. Helps give you an idea of the grading, because I'll tell you, sometimes the grading on these isn't that easy. And sometimes the extra fine looks like AU, and sometimes the AU looks like extra fine. And then I had a little Norse metal here that we purchased. Want to make sure it wasn't cleaned, had any problems, and they graded it Mint State 64. It's the thick version, the thick planchet. Really nice, the metals are. And they have a different orientation when you turn them around than the US coins. Those are actually metals. Love the design on that one. Real popular for specialized collectors. And this is a 1938D. This is another one I cherry picked. I just happened to pull this out of an album. Noticed that it was a nice Mint State D over D. So I got Mint State 65. That's really cool. Nice. And believe it or not, I sent these Morgans off, and they were in our box, just thrown in our box where we had purchased them. And I thought, well, this is nice enough to send off. Let's see what we get. I know at least 64. Well, it got 65. So I was happy for that one. And it had a little bit of toning on the reverse, and I didn't know if they would treat that as artificial or not because it was toned by a felt. And we pulled it out, like I said, out of the set. I think I had that set in a video. And then this 21D Mint 64. That's a biggie to get that. I didn't think it was going to get 64, but they are very easy on these for some reason. I think they grade these very liberally, the 21s. The reverse is really nice, but that obverse, to me, I was expecting 63, 62. But it's a 21D. And then here's one that is 63. As you can see, very similar, although it has more ticks all over it, more smaller ticks on the surface. And I mean by ticks, the little contact marks and chatter is what they call it. And then this one here. I was hoping it wouldn't get clean, but, you know, like I said, it looked a little too, I don't know what you'd say, too shiny. Not enough cartwheel to it for me. And a little darker on the cheek area. But, you know, it's unk details, 21S. Still going to be desirable. Now, here are my problem grades. This was in an album. I thought it was authentic, but I wanted to make sure because of the damage. That's the thing about this. You get so much damage on them, it's hard to tell for sure, you know, what you're looking at. It looked like the D was okay, as you can see here. Something on the holder there. Sorry about that. But it's such a dark coin that it is very hard to get the light on it so you can see it. But you can see that it's got an issue. So it's authentic, and now I can value it and now have confidence in selling it. 1810 is a little bit better, and I wanted to send that off and get that in a net grade, basically. So it's very fine. That's good. So then you can kind of value it a little bit better. A lot of these, sometimes we'll have them up on the side or in our cases for a while. No one buys them, so we just go ahead and put them in a holder. Sometimes we have to wholesale them to. Then this one here, 1916D, genuine, cleaned AU details. This one looks more AU than the other one. But putting it in an AU holder, regardless of the clean status, is still better than selling it ungraded. And it'd make a nice filler for a typeset. A little easier to buy because it's cheaper, being that it's cleaned. And this one here is smooth surfaces. I didn't expect smooth surfaces. I knew something was going on. It looked funny. It was off. But that's such a nice looking large cent. Nice details, nice patina, and it's AU. So lightly circulated, but has been smoothed. Surfaces smoothed. So that can be done by a number of ways. Maybe rubbing it with something, fingers, thumbs, thumbing it, leather, who knows. It doesn't really matter why, but you can tell. I've got an example of this now. When I see other coins that look like this, I won't just think they're cleaned. I'll know that they've probably been messed with another way. And I think I've gotten smooth before. It's been a long time, but here's my most recent example, and it's pretty nice, though. So let's talk about values. So here's my submission. No true views on there yet. And genuine, this is the 1 cent 1810. Like I said, they don't put a value on it. Mintage is less than 1,458,000. So if you come over here to the price guide and you know that it received very fine details, so I can come over to PCGS, and even though PCGS prices are high, I can look at the very fine to get an idea. I will go to the CPG gray sheet and look at the value and probably sell it for fine 15 value. But as you can see in very fine 20, the lowest very fine is worth $1,000. That's the reason I sent it off. I can at least sell it for, you know, the fine money. And I can get, you know, $600-700 out of it. I think we might have paid $500 for it, knowing that it had some issues. Maybe $600 for it. So we'll make it probably $100 on it. Plus, I got the grading fees in it as well. Then we have the 1914D, very fine details. To get the grade on this one, I would kind of get an idea of it. Let's put it that way. Looking at the very fine, and the lowest very fine is 375, fine 15 is 300. So you're still looking at probably a $250 coin, maybe. But it's authenticated. That's important. And then you've got the 1951. This is the 1 cent, worth about $55. Not really something you'd want to send off by itself. I mean, it's almost the grading fees, but it's worth a little more than the grading fees. And then you got the 1851 that I showed you. It received AU details. And to see what AU is, it's not extremely valuable. We'll look at it here. $150 in AU50. So the coin's worth, probably, 75 to $100 in that range. Still kind of worth sending off if you only pay, like I said, $28 to $30 grading fees. But you're going to have your membership. I'm already a member and I send coins all the time, so it's a little different for me. This 10 cent here, Roosevelt dime, was not worth sending off really. It's $40. But I sent off the whole set, so I have to look at it as a set and what I can sell it for. 1903, this was in like I said, I probably paid $50 for it just in case it was AU. Got Mint State 63. And like I said, you're looking at, when you're buying these, you're looking through plastic. You're looking at multiple coins. You're doing your best you can with the time that you have, trying to buy, typesets and carded coins. And, you don't take everything out and lay it up on the table and look at it. Take you all day long to buy a typeset like that. But you do your best. And as long as the buyer's happy, the dealer's happy, and it's not a 66 or a 67, that's a little different there. You can kind of tell if it's a diamond in the rough. As a dealer with experience, like especially me, I can tell. So I was confident that this was at least AU58, and I was hoping for Mint State. It looked like it was Mint State once you get it out of the holder there, have a little PVC on it or whatever. Once you take care of it with a little acetone, you can tell if it's going what it's going to be. So $175, well worth sending off for grading. And I'm not trying to over-explain things here. What I want people to understand is that I'm being honest and transparent here. That's why I over-explain a little bit. That's my nature. That's my personality. I want people to know that I give everyone the fairest price that I could possibly pay, but also with the least amount of risk for my business. And that is the way I'm always going to do it. If you think that that's crooked, that's fine. If you think that I'm taking advantage, that's fine. I'm not. I know I'm not in my heart. And that's all that counts. God knows in my heart that I'm not trying to rip anybody off or do anything malicious or dishonest to anyone. So anyways, let's get back to the coins. So the Buffalo nickel, like I said, I cherry picked it as well, $135. So it's worth sending off for grading. There's the 51 to 5 cents, $50. You can question whether that was worth it or not. Cameos would be better. Deep cameos would be a lot better than these. So you got the 25 cent. This one here, 56 in the price guide. I think with the toning, it might even go for more than that if I put it at auction. And I'll probably sell it as a complete set. Makes it easier. Take a big old shot of it and a couple shots of the coins, and that's about all you need. 1916, this one here was well worth it because when you're looking at a coin thinking it might be extra fine and it gets AU55, $525. There's a difference here. We'll take a look at the different prices real fast on this one. I think you want to look at this. So when you're buying this coin, as a coin dealer, what do you offer the seller? If you think it's extra fine 40, you're at 325, and that's high retail, but you're at least around, 275 anyways. And it gets AU55 and you only paid $250 for it. I mean, that happens. So you got your grading fees in it and your shipping in it. You're going to make a little bit on it because you got AU55 instead of extra fine 45. So you might pay $200. I don't know. Some dealers buy pay melt. I don't know. Unfortunately, I hope the dealers wouldn't pay melt for a 16 that looks this nice. But still yet, like I said, you can make a mistake on grading. Some people are not as experienced in grading. You've got all that. And when it comes to dealers, just because someone's a dealer don't mean they know it all. Don't mean they are great graders. Doesn't mean that they don't make mistakes. Miscalculated grade, that happens. Like this one here. So let's say I thought for sure this was AU and it gets cleaned. I knew it was clean, but what I'm getting at is when you're looking at values, what do you pay for it? Whenever AU details is going to probably go for extra fine 40 money. You can see the difference. So, you do the best you can when you're buying coins. Be as transparent as possible, and you explain to people what you're paying and what you think you're going to sell it for, and then let the cards fall where they fall. You decide on making a deal or you don't make a deal. That's how it works. This one here, nice Norse metal. Paid really good money for this one here. Going to make a little bit on it which is really cool. I do really like this one, though. I hate to kind of sell it. It'd be nice just to display it up front for a little while. And when people come in, they could see it. PR65 on the 50 cents, $400. I mean, you know, depending on what you pay for the proof set, it was worth sending off for grading. And 1881S Mid-State 65, $185, well worth sending off for grading. 1921S, not worth sending off for grading, but still yet details. And as you can see, a 21S will go up to the price, the Mid-State 60, the lowest. It's just not worth it. That was a fail. That one was the least worth it out of all of them here. I mean, you're talking maybe $90, maybe. I don't know how much it'll sell for. And like I tell a lot of people, when I do submissions, I actually submit coins that I've already paid for. They're part of the profit. So I really don't have anything in them other than what I think I might be able to sell them for. I send them off for grading to try to increase that profit. That's what I do. So thanks for watching my latest video. Please like, share, and comment, and have a great day.